Hi everybody, my name is Riverdolcom and welcome to the 45th episode of Speaking with Autism. So, last night I was scrolling around. And I found I read something that really broke my heart, and I decided to talk about it on today's video. So, and also this has been a very controversial talk that has been very discussed in news, social talks, and especially in a show from FX where does social media really affect us, both in a positive or negative manner, and how it's been very addicting in today's day and age. Because in context, here's how it all started. So this TikToker by the name Taylor, who is 25 years old, passed away from suicide from from online bullying harassment. She would say a Western influencer, and so many trivias have been pouring out. But please let them have their own time. So I thought to myself, is social media really destroying us? Like, is it bringing out the worst of everybody? And how does this affect with autism? So, because with autism, when we on our screens, especially on our phones or tablets or anything, we get so distracted, and we don't talk to a lot of people in society wise, where we just felt out of place, zoned out, and we're just on our screens 24/7. According to the Autism Spectrum website, nearly 83.3% of adults would spend most of their time on social media than interacting to real life conversations. So, in retrospect, nearly 23 or close to 30% of adults on the spectrum of autistic don't barely even talk to people, barely even get away from their phones and try to talk to people in real conversations. So, and why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to get rid of social media? Well, obviously, it's very addicting. We all have some of us have Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, formerly or X, whatever the hell you call it, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Cameo, every streaming platform. Ever since the start of Facebook, when it became a social media platform, and it was really relatively new when it first came in 2005 2006. However, when YouTube debuted on the same year like Facebook did, it started off a trend where Facebook, you get to post a whole of your photos, family photos, friends, and you get to talk to anybody. With YouTube, you get to make your own videos, you get to make vlogs, you get to make video game content, talking about social life like what I'm doing. And you have all these other forms of platforms to bring out so much content. And so when we have this much content with our social media platforms, it gets hard to say, no, I'm not going to get onto this app anymore. However, some others have achieved that. Like, for example, one person has taken down Twitter because either they're fed up being on the app or through toxicity. And Twitter and overall is just a horrible app to be on, because 80 to 90% of online bullying comes from Twitter. Why do you think that is? Because Twitter, or X as you can call it now, you get to post whatever you want. you post, like, you can post some of your videos, tweets that you just want to say out of your head, or randomly speculating saying some other stuff. But also, it comes at a cost where some people just lash out their anger of saying some worst horrible things. Like, for example, this one person on Facebook told one of my teachers, says, "I hope you have cancer." Yeah, that brings out the worst of someone. Yeah, for someone who, if you have anybody who if anyone who has battling cancer or has cancer, anyone would affect it in a negative manner, because that is serious talk. It is not okay to ever say something like that, especially with today's day and age, where now there's more hate and lack of remorse towards others, because there's a lot of people that want to say, "I'm higher, you're lower, you're above me because I have something to say and you don't." It's like, yes, okay, we get it, but it's not okay for you to say, you can just post whatever you want because, we can agree to disagree and get along. But did you know that during CDC guidelines, nearly, if you look at the men to women statistics, men suffer more of online harassment than women do. But what's the reason why? It's because ever since Title IX was released in college campuses and school districts, there's been lookouts of, like, okay, they cannot do this, because if something bad happens, then the word gets out. Back then, people would just say, "Oh, somebody did this and this," and the whole thing spreads out like wildfire, especially if it comes through letters. Nowadays, smartphones, and with so many apps, the word gets spread out like wildfire crazily, and many people just go into a bloodthirsty wrath of having online harassment. And it is never okay to just go online and say something rude, and that's what promotes violence, but also at the same time it gets someone to commit suicide in a sad way. Online bullying is never okay, especially online harassment. And it applies to anybody who goes on to YouTube or any other stuff. So, why do I think that social media is definitely not helping us, but also at the same time harming us? Here are 3 reasons why. Reason number 1, it's the easiest way to attack someone. Back then, we would use news, where we go on, or newspapers, and we just bring out our opinion. Now we just go onto this video, like I'm making right now, and we just call out somebody, or do some randomly stupid post just to get a cheap reaction. My second reason, we're so disconnected with each other that we barely talk to each other, where we don't know who the individual is that we're talking to. And lastly, and we just judge before we get to know someone based upon someone's look, the way they talk, the music they listen to, the religion they believe in, what their political stance is. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Or anything that they say, what the person is looking for, and how they act, what music they listen to, or all that kind of stuff. And my third reason why social media is destroying us is that it affects our mental and physical well-being, because we're all disconnected throughout the 21st century, where we just get onto a screen like almost 12 hours, like every 24 hours, and we just go onto our phones. We just scroll all the things that we enjoy, but yet whenever somebody posts that someone doesn't like, they quickly respond to it in a hateful manner. But it's always remember that if you don't like anything, just don't look at it, swipe away, and just move forward with it. And how do you say no when to put your phone down and get away from social media? Take this from me. I was on TikTok. I had it twice. The first time I did it was because, they were shutting it down, and then the second time, the same thing. I got tired of it and fed up with so much of trying to make up so much videos. But at the same time, I'm tired of dealing with trolls on the internet, which we're all tired of dealing with trolls. So just say, this is it. I'm done. Go to your account, delete it, and just be happy with it that you roll out with your life. And that goes with Twitter or any other form. That's why I quit using Twitter, because it's a cesspool. Well, it's been a cesspool, but still, it's gotten worse every day. And do the same thing with all forms of media. Please get rid of it and save yourself, because social media brings out the worst out of everybody. And the worst thing that could ever happen is yourself becoming your worst enemy. Thank you guys so much for coming to today's video. Please comment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. I'm River Delcom, and I speak autism. Have a great day.